at IEM Cologne 2024. Getting things started on Anubis. Big going to be starting on the CT side. sAw attacking into them. What's up, Dinko?
Oh, what's up, Jason? It's another day of Cologne, and I'm looking forward to. I think Big was saying that sAw are kind of like Big.
That's Tapson had that interview. Very similar teams, apparently.
Let's see if that's the case today. We're going to kick things off with a fight down A main. We've got Rigon and Crimbo starting to attack in towards arrozdoce, and that rice pudding's now on the ground. And Mudras, he's gone back and headshot return to Rigon. We've got Portuguese here, the Gaggle, now making their way through middle. Tapson taking a few steps back in towards the
jungle. But I bet he wishes he was on the camera side. Yep. I bet he wishes he was on the other side to be able to support Crimbo a little bit. He's now isolated. And sAw's going to start working around the map. But there's a timing on this. As we saw, Big push the B bomb site through B main. syrsoN and JDC going to be wrapping around. Oh, the bomb's on its own. The bomb is isolated, and the bomb surely is going to get dropped, right?
Ooh, Story taking a lot of damage, but he's not going to go down. The bomb still stands, but he's not got his teammates near him. That's the problem. So they're getting close to the bomb sites.
Oh, no.
Mudras is in the bomb site, and they have no idea. syrsoN coming back towards him, but he still wins that fight with the dual Berettas, and now with 44 seconds left, sAw are into a 3 versus 2. But again, that bomb finally has regrouped with the rest of the squad.
Oh, I can't believe they're actually wrapping to the B bomb site. Neither of the teams have been able to read the setup. They're going right into the 2 big players.
This could go well, very well for Big. JDC still in dark now. Detected, big shot from Uturks. And now Crimbo's left 1v3. And the chances for Big now dwindle to near 0. Crimbo coming close now, detected. Now he's got to deal with 3 different angles. It is not going to happen.
Yeah, he wants none of it.
Yeah, he's getting out of there.
He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, boys. You enjoy the explosion. I'm gonna bail out.
Yeah. Crimbo's always a player that's traditionally had decent Anubis games, man. He loves this map individually, but we heard some surprise on the desk about the veto. sAw getting Anubis. I thought Big weren't going to allow through. What do you stand on that, Jason? You happy with Anubis showing up here?
Yeah, I'm fine with it, even though they lost it yesterday in their opening series as well, a close affair, but you didn't have Uturks on that map, you didn't have arrozdoce. It took them a couple maps to warm up into the series. Look, fine, play it. Excuse me, they won it. They won it yesterday, 16-13, without their 2 best players. They won it in overtime.
Yeah, well, we had an issue for Big yesterday where they were getting huge halves. They were racking up score lines and just falling away. Now, you would perhaps see that as a negative, that they were losing a lot of rounds in the second half. But Tapson spun it in his interview. He said, actually, it's a good thing. It shows that we've got mental strength.
Sure, yeah. That's one way. That's kind of, I guess, the angle you have to take.
We get the job done, but Big on USPs, everybody at full eco, so nice and easy start here into the game from sAw. It was a surprising day yesterday from sAw against the Mongols. We thought that sAw might concede first.
This Molly is going to get Uturks killed more than...
Oh, he holds down, he gets 4 from a spray.
I take it back.
Yeah, you overestimate the pistols, man. Those little pea shooters.
I mean, he did die. I was correct.
You were correct.
I was
he
correct.
Got him killed. You weren't wrong.
I didn't expect the 4 kills to come out before that.
That was pretty clean, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, nice transfer. They're all lined up. It's a good easy. Once he gets those first 2, the next 2 are simple. So good recovery, just in time, getting his gun out.
Rigon. He was sick yesterday. I think it's cool to see him in this project. It's not one of those moves that you even thought was possible. You kind of just forget, oh, because he's Swiss, we can pop him in this team. And I'm excited to see Big with Rigon down the line. He was showing some crazy aggressive moves yesterday. Very, very good individual player.
Yeah, it should be interesting. But I mean, Big's always had like some really cool individuals to keep your eyes on, right? To keep track of. The question is just always, do they raise the level enough to like make this team, back to contending for trophies? And the consistent answer, unfortunately, has been no.
Yeah, it has been no for a very long time. JDC, he's looking for Big's trade kill here. They've lost the first player in that mid fight, and the timing. Somehow, JDC not detected, but Roman will spot him out through the mid window, and syrsoN unable to get that trade. In fact, syrsoN goes down. In the middle of the fight here on the A side, it's Tapson from heaven to take out Mudras.
So the bomb has an escape route. Surely someone's telling story. Get on your horse, baby. Start running.
Yeah, he wanted to get further and further away so he could start to sprint without being detected. Now Roman is catching that rotation. Rigon runs right back into him, and Big just seemed confused. They just lost track of sAw players all across the map.
Layers of lurkers. Like really Big had no chance of reading the positioning of all that. So much chaos going down at the A bomb site, and most of that was caused by a very small sAw party, which left plenty of players to take advantage of rotators not even looking at them. 3-0. And this is one of the strengths we saw from sAw against Mongols yesterday in that victory on this map is, yeah, I mentioned they didn't have Udrix, they didn't have arrozdoce, they had good step-ups from guys like Muterus, from guys like Roman as well yesterday to kind of make up for that, but tactically outplaying Mongols across this map. So their T-side should be pretty effective, all things considered. And, I mean, that's another point that can go down to Tapson's interview of the similarities of these teams. Both of them are a little bit slower paced, both of them are a little bit more tactically minded. You know, they like to win the games, you know, playing smart, strategic Counter-Strike.
And in sort of that topic, I don't think Rigon could have gone from a more different team, right? You've gone from the Bad News Eagles or the Guild Eagles as they were into Big. It's like the antithesis of one another.
It's a very, very different environment, I would imagine.
Yeah, big time.
sAw's getting hyped up nice and early.
Story's got the AWP out pretty early too, so he did most of his good work with the AWP on the CT side of Anubis. He really got involved of that, but interested to see how he's going to perform today on the T side. He's going up against weaker weapons in this round, so it shouldn't be too difficult for him if JDC decides to peek at range of the 5-7. You mentioned yesterday arrozdoce and Udrix being two players that when they're popping off can just bring sAw to the next level. Well, arrozdoce's down early on. Tapson going aggressive, nearly gets a second kill off those stairways. And that Story having to take a couple of steps back. JDC blinded inside of the smoke. He's trying to track Muterus, but couldn't get into a position of power. So he'll just drop back and stay inside of dark. Rigon somehow hasn't seen Muterus yet, and I cannot believe he loses that fight.
Yeah, that's a brutal one to lose. Good on syrsoN, though. Finds Roman coming through the smoke, so some easy kills, and Big now have some weapons to work with, and they push right through the smoke in B main. This is going to give them a fantastic timing on the flank, because sAw's going to take their time. And actually coming right back to the push, and they're going to be caught off, but Udrix with a little bit of spray control. It's a thing of beauty.
So sick at transfers. We've seen that yesterday like multiple times. Udrix has got great control of his spray, and he just shows us again. 10-2, man. This is sick from Udrix. You remember back to earlier in the year, there was these two players, Udrix and of course arrozdoce, that were popping off. They brought sAw up a level. Well, now JDC has a chance to bring down Udrix at the entrance to the B side. Low HP player spotted, second down, and that's Udrix on the ground. It's now an AK picked up for JDC, and 19 seconds left. Muterus picks up the bomb. He'll take a few steps back, but his two players doubled up now for Big. And Muterus is hoping he can get a lineup. Here's the steps, and he can't quite connect any of those shots.
What a round from JDC, and syrsoN with an important kill on Roman, but just sAw losing too many players one by one. Good job, Tapson. The lone M4 at the start of the round, getting aggressive, finding a kill, making things a little bit weird for sAw, and really kind of starting the ball rolling in terms of upsetting in that round. First one on the board for Big. Guns come out, and sAw a little bit scrappy. They've got a descend Story down to a deagle. That AWP has zero impact the first time it has presence.
That was a little aggressive maneuver from Tapson towards A in the previous round. This time it's sAw throwing some A aggression in, disrespecting that early utility and not seeing anybody on the other side of it.
Very different stylistically from yesterday, though. Yesterday against Mongols was much more calculated, a little bit chill on the T side to start. This one, they want to show some early pressure, force that utility out really early on in the round, and make Big feel like it was a fast A play. Look at the Molotovs and flashes that are being used to regain this control and used to send Rigon to his death.
Yeah, Rigon really wants to duel. He wants to get into these battles as early as he can, and he goes down in that opening fight, so sAw have the advantage, and now they're setting up outside of this B bomb site. Muterus is going to start clearing out in towards dark, but he goes down and Big hold the B bomb site with ease. 3 early kills, but it's still a doable round here for sAw with that flash. That flash is absolutely perfect. JDC downs his opponent, and now arrozdoce is on the other side of the map, bomb down on the B site. It is a second round for Big CT side.
sAw's going to be kicking themselves in this round. They feel like they got everything they wanted, and in fact they did. I'm shocked that Big won those battles at the B site, because both players were in the open, 2 different angles of attack, and sAw could not land the shots.
It's JDC who just steps up with 3 kills. That dark kill, it looked like sAw had that all day long. But John DeCastro just shuts him down. That has to be the coolest name in all of Counter-Strike. Like, John DeCastro. That just sounds like a spy in a novel, Jason.
buying a novel.
Yeah, international man of mystery.
Okay, a little bit, yeah. I still think Russell Van Dulken is...
That's pretty sick too, but they could be like arch enemies in Counter-Strike storybook.
Okay.
Yep, that could be pretty sick.
Arch enemies. Well, 3-2. Big string a couple together. Starting to look pretty decent. This time recovering from a 4v5 situation. And yeah, JDC the big player in that round. So for sAw, they're going to use a timeout. Money's a little bit busted. They have that saved AK-47, 350 in the bank on arrozdoce. Everyone else around 2,000 bucks. So going to have a little talk about how they want to invest into this round. And Big during this timeout is just saying, perfect, boys, exactly as we planned. We got the gun rounds going in our favor. Strung two together. Building up economy. And Searson's got the op.
Hasn't been that good in Big since he...
You know what? That little content piece, I don't know if everyone at home saw it before this game. I was
surprised?
Yeah, he's got $340-some thousand of prize winning, Searson.
Yeah.
I was like, when did that happen?
Well, no wonder he could take an extended break. Bro's just chilling.
Yeah, he was just hanging out at home. He's like, whatever.
Yeah. You underestimate how many events happen in the online era, you know?
True, I guess I have. Yeah. I coached for a year of that, so I've memory holds a lot of it.
Just that year never happened.
I went in to a service and had the memories deleted from my brain.
Yes. Oh, Tabson. That's kind of awkward. That's a long flashbang. And he's not going to push into Roman, whose Glock gets a dink off, and Ujerks will finish him off, so not too bad. A 1-for-1 trade for sAw on Glocks. They'll take it.
You'll take that for sure, especially because he's still got the AK-47 on the map as well. arrozdoce just now coming back from over towards Canal and Boats. Looks like they just want to reconvene at the B bomb site and see if this AK-47 can give them all the openings needed. No utility. P250 on Muteris, and actually, this push from JDC can be dangerous, but it could also be exactly what sAw want, especially with how committed he is. Oh, now he hears the footsteps, and he knows he's going to have a fight, and he backs away. That's crazy. They've let him retreat safely.
Searson just waiting for that peek, sees a little bit of the body, but unable to connect that shot. JDC instead has to step out from the back of the platform. And Searson going for shots straight through the USP of all weapons. He'll finish that off through the smoke.
Not bad, JDC. 3 headshots with 18 health. And I mean, it's got to feel so good having a B anchor kind of perform at that level too. Like, he's had a couple of big rounds for you, and this map as a CT obviously just becomes such a nightmare if B is constantly under pressure, constantly having to be retaken. JDC's doing a good job preventing that in the early going.
So arrozdoce has to go down to a Tech 9, but everybody for sAw has the AK-47s out. We've seen them really start to apply pressure towards A main in their first sort of gun rounds. Rigon is going aggressive through the water. He's already down through Canal. And they've got to know, based on the utility that has been tossed out, that this is a possibility. So sAw just a little bit more patient and tentative about going down those stairs, going down the rugs, because they know Big could have players here.
Yep, showed that aggressive stance, showed the aggressive play on the CT side, and then slowly back away and let sAw kind of deal with the consequences, having to clear everything out. They're taking mid-control with Roman and Ujerks.
It just forces them to slow down as well, right, for the T side, once you have to worry about every position.
All right, Searson, show me something with his op, baby.
This is it, the big moment. No one peeking yet from sAw. So Searson starts to get a little bit hungry for information. His teammate's starting to walk into his crosshair. He spots out one.
They wanted to re-clear that, but having seen presence, they decided to go against the full-blown push, and just happy to have numbers here at the moment. But sAw equally moving really well across the map.
Yeah, straight through that smoke. It's Story that leaped to the bomb site to try and get the plant down. Searson with that quick rotation back to the temple. It's Ujerks that goes down. Searson now checks in towards dark, but a missed shot this time. Smoke's blown open, revealing CTs. And unfortunately for sAw, they have not come out on top of these fights. And the bomb is not down, so Roman takes a step around that obelisk. He's crossed one of the opponents already. Crimbo down first, but he pulls the knife. If he had kept his AK-47 out, maybe he gets that second kill, but it's a strong enough hold in the end from Big.
I think he was out of bullets after that kill. He might have had like one or two left, but I think he would have pulled the knife either way, even if he had 20, because he was just trying to get out of that danger point and find an escape route to the other bomb site, to the A bomb site. Still, 4 in a row for Big. This defense starting to look really solid.
It seems like there's another layer to Big at the moment with Rigon. Like, he's 3 and 6, but It feels like I've seen him all over the map so far. Like he's throwing himself in, gathering info, clearing space for the side. It's been great to watch him so far. Mutiris is going aggressive in towards Crimbo, waiting for that rush to mid, and that's exactly what is presented to Big. The bomb goes down as well, so it's a rough old scenario here for sAw.
Yeah, rough old scenario. You ain't getting that bomb back. You ain't getting anything done. M4 is chewing you up in middle. arrozdoce and Story playing alone and isolated. syrsoN lands it, and Big's going to be up by 2 when the dust settles.
Big is starting to get control of this game now. It starts to feel like sAw is losing any kind of grip they had on it.
That happened fast, too,
yeah,
didn't it?
Real fast.
Real quick. Ancient would be the next map. This is sAw's map pick, Anubis. Big's off to a great start and putting pretty dominant rounds on the board all of a sudden. The first 2 was just them getting going, but now they have a round of 5 alive. They've got
5 in a row as well.
8,500 on JDC, 9K on syrsoN. Those aren't numbers you like to look at if you're sAw.
Second time out being used here for sAw. All back out for Story. You mentioned the first time he took it out, he had 0 impact. I think he just got caught by that aggressive A play that tApsN threw in.
Yeah, it was also like, I mean, that Big did a good job picking off a couple of players, putting the AWP in a position where he has to really force a play, which is never fun, especially against pistols that are playing in tricky positions, playing through smokes, doing all sorts of weird things. So we'll see what happens when the gun comes out now against a gun round. But more than anything, you're going to need some plays like what we saw from Udrix yesterday on Dust 2, really cracking open parts of the map and forcing defenses to shift. And importantly, unlike against Mongols yesterday, sAw's not getting that increase in performance from guys like Roman, guys like Mutiris, and guys like Story.
Oh, JDC opening kill traded by the AWP Story. Now arrozdoce, he's had a tough time.
He got picked off in this position earlier by tApsN.
Yeah, and Rigon looking to clear it out this time. arrozdoce's position is common and it's cleared out. syrsoN was standing in wait. And this is now Big up a player, but all that mid-control has gone to sAw. They've got some space to play with at least, but Udrix on the cross gets tagged up, softened down, and in the meantime, Big have taken map control back by pushing out of those B doors.
Yeah, they've cleared out B, so they know they've lost the middle of the map, but they have control of the bomb site. So, I mean, this is going to be really, really hard for sAw to break into. Need to win some heads-up fights. There's not going to be any kind of a set piece. It's about finding your kill.
syrsoN wrapped around the cake. The elusive syrsoN able to pick himself up another, and Rigon's got him from heaven. Good team play and Big not getting into the bomb site whatsoever, or rather sAw. It's been a real tough last few rounds here for sAw.
Well, they've had to react to everything, even on this T side, which is interesting, right? Like you're reacting to losing your player outside of A, and you say, okay, we saw an M4 and an AWP there, 2 players, mid defense is going to be weak. Let's take the middle of the map, but you're reacting, and Big's not giving you any kills in those parts of the map, but your reaction that actually give you an opening path to a site. They're not finding solutions to these rounds.
syrsoN starting to find some impact with that AWP.
Yeah, he is.
And that money's gone for sAw. Yeah, you can tell syrsoN's won 300K. He's got a beautiful Medusa. Right there.
He's got the skins to back it up.
Yeah. So flexing as well.
What kind of up skin you working with?
Asimov.
Nice.
But it's terrible. It looks like it's fallen on the road. A car's driven over it. It's then been thrown in a river.
So it's like the more battle scarred kind of thing.
But it's not even like the cool. It's black scope. It's just terrible in general. I need to upgrade it.
Oh, a bomb site open. That 1 kill. Rigon goes down. tApsN had just shifted away, or Crimbo, excuse me, gets a little bit of spam damage on the cross. Now, they can and should go for this. A low buy round, you can see there's not a lot of utility to hold them back, so Big's gonna have plenty of opportunities to test this post plant, see if they can find a kill to really activate the retake. They just gotta wait for this round of utility.
Oh, Big.
Are they saving?
Just taking a lot of time here, Jason.
Well, the smoke had just plumed as that went down, so it's going to have to be fast. But I really think they're going to at least test this initially, and that's the go signal now.
Yeah, JDC's got to go eventually through A main. The rest of his teammates now flooding through heaven. Tapson just dropping into the defuse. Ujerk's taken out. Defuse being stuck. Tapson's off it. No more time. Last second, he's going to get back to it. Crimbo tries to hold it, and there's no more time at all. A last second kill to drop Tapson on the defuse, and sAw pick it up with weaker weapons.
That one MAC-10, that little MAC-10
one that got away.
Yep, the one that got away. And I think part of the reason why it gets away is, as you can see from that retake, no one comes through camera. 3 players filter up through top, 1 player's coming in on the flank, and that MAC-10 is just able to come out of camera and be like, oh, cool, free diffuser.
Yep.
But you got to give credit to sAw too. Like, winning the pistol round is nice. This half hasn't looked great, but you found a way to put another round on the board. Like, you've scraped it together. Now maybe the floodgates crack open, but regardless, you win one more round like that, and it's a pretty decent half, all things considered. You want to put more up on your T side of Anubis, but you get what you can. You take what you can.
Yeah, especially with how terrible it's been since the first 3 rounds. Absolutely. We've got a sound issue at the moment for Rigon. So we're going to get that resolved as quickly as possible. We generally do. In day 2...
Tapson's having a good time.
He's always having a great time. Of IEM Cologne, day 2. We've got FlyQuest versus the Mongols currently going on that A stream too. The Asian RMR, El Clasico, as they call it.
Got a couple regional matchups on that stream today.
Yeah. Who you got winning the Liquid game, man? Liquid
Why are you asking me that question?
Oh, yeah. You got your Brazil flag out right now. I think that's going to be a really fun game. That's a little bit later on today. Here on the B stream, the secondary stream, we've got 3D Max returning, and they're definitely going to hope that they have a better performance in their opening day.
Maybe we should build that one as 3D Max with a chance to show up to the tournament for the first time.
Well, actually, we're going to build that as a chance for hopefully Dexter to show up to the tournament for the
Dexter's here, yes.
Well, I don't know if he's here yet, but that would be great if he did.
No, well, he's not maybe at the venue, but he's here. He's landed.
Okay, that's great to know. That's great to know. Okay, so that's going to be very exciting. That Rigon's sound issue is sorted, and we're ready to get back into the action here. sAw with 4 rounds on the T side. That is their first outside of the first 3 picked up. Then that does mean Big have a lot of cash. They have a lot of money to rely on, so they got another solid buy coming right up. So it doesn't get any easier for sAw. Instant smoke thrown out into the B bomb site. Bit of a lurk smoke thrown out at the entrance. You can climb up into jail and come out that right side. So could be a bit of a faster play here for sAw.
They had some pretty gnarly set pieces on this B bomb site against Mongols. JDC's been very, very good defending this bomb site though. Tested again.
Well, it's Crimbo that goes down first. JDC this time does not pass that test. Tapson now defending alone, and it's just too hard for him to deal with multiple threats. A charge and a direct hit into the B-bomb site is very effective from sAw.
Yeah, I mean, just lovely utility. That execute is pretty nasty to have to deal with. Mongols couldn't deal with it yesterday. Big get overrun in this round, and sAw's right back in action.
They also throw smoke early in towards A. It must block the info for Rigon, so they don't know if it's going to be the A play. They're drained of information for all the time.
And remember, they've challenged that a couple of times, or they've shown that a couple of times in this half where they've done like the fast presence towards A main, deep utility into the bomb site, make it feel like it's going to be an A rush. So that's kind of conditioning Rigon to be like, every time you see that smoke, you don't know. Is it just going to be the standard lurk, the standard default, or is it going to be something faster pace? So it buys you a couple extra seconds. That defender has to consider the options.
Yeah, and so you're able to set up all of your plays perfectly for the split into the B bomb site, and it was perfect utility. That's definitely a big change with CS2 that we've seen, is just the smokes being bigger allows you to have like more of an access point into the bomb site if you can just sort of dribble it in further.
Sure.
Very effective here on Anubis. 6-5. Resurgence from sAw. They could end this half ahead. Or rather, they can't. That's impossible. They could, in fact, tie it up, though.
Yeah. Way to fix that mistake.
That is hard.
Well, for a guy who came into this saying that both teams were very, very similar and equal, a 6-6 scoreline makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's true. It does make a lot of sense. Searson. Deep angle held for the entrance of arrozdoce. And he starts to take a step back. Flash is effective, and Recon turns at the right time. Now syrsoN, misses the shot, needs to get back in that utility. It's going to land, but it's not going to separate the pack enough. And so they keep charging forward. syrsoN gets one before going down, but that rotation from Big is speedy at the end of this half. They're trying to stop that bomb from getting anywhere near the site, and the bomb does go down. Mutiras was not with his teammate, and it is Big who lead 7-5.
You guys just trying to hype up syrsoN, and syrsoN's just stone-faced. Just, nah, I'm good, man.
Big versus sAw 7-5, Jason. We both went for that one, but
yeah, we didn't coordinate.
Yeah, Big is taking the lead just about, and it's a marginal lead, but they are very, very similar squads, it would seem.
Yeah, yeah, very, very, very much so. Regon's over there hyping up the boys. He's bringing some energy into the squad.
He's trying.
Yeah, he's doing his best.
He's trying, and you know, when he's used to like looking to his left and right, and everyone going crazy, jumping around, throwing the monitors over. He looks at syrsoN. It's just
nothing.
Boss.
Yeah, just I'm cool, man.
It's pretty sick. We'll see how this second half gets underway. We've got tapsAn with a smoke and flash. 4 sets of Kevlar, and a push from sAw coming out of A main. They're going to be arriving underneath Rigon in just a moment. Taking a few creeps
forward.
forward.
Missed too, though.
Missed quite a bit.
Well, it's okay. You've got...
Oh, Nope. You had,
I was going to say you had Searson, but he moves just at the wrong time.
Rigon, though. He's got it. He's come back to check. He's come back to have a little look. Searson's gone down, though. Not going to be happy about that. And arrozdoce starting to run out of bullets, and he's down too. That is a chaotic start to the pistol, but oh, surprise, surprise, there's another one somewhere around here lurking in the shadows. It's Mutiris still up on rugs. Rigon defending his life from all different angles. Mutiris trying to slink in behind eventually is able to take down the Swiss man. 53 seconds. tabseN inside of the site, puts that bomb down in the middle. And this is a 2v2 retake the sAw must attempt. They got a flash and no kit though.
They're missing the location of one player big on the defense. They know Mutiris is going to be over in canals. JDC's fighting that now, sticking to it pretty consistently. 9 bullets left, make that 6.
JDC turns back, spots a little bit of Mutiris. And the bullets just not connecting the way he wants them right now. Flash going in, but it's blinding Mutiris. It's a disaster here, but Roman finally getting a headshot locked in, but that time is ticking, and tabseN still standing. Mutiris taps the defuse, but he knows the round cannot be won. He just wants to draw tabseN into the fight, and the fight comes his way. tabseN with a double, Big with a pistol, and that is one chaotic start to the first half.
Yeah, really nicely done from tabseN in the clutch. It felt like in this engagement, I felt like those Glock bullets had to have just been like blanks. It took so long for them to kill arrozdoce, stuck on the stairs of those dualies, but still coming out on top of the pistol. By virtue of good old tabseN.
Old reliable tabseN. I do wonder, you know, is Crimbo going to be the same as tabseN? Just spend his entire career in big?
Possibly.
Does seem like it's going that way. Speak of big as being a family. That's how they talk about it a lot of the time.
I mean, I think it's an admirable goal that they've set to get German Counter-Strike to the top. And I mean, we spend so much time kind of, you know, bemoaning the loss of more national teams that I find it hard at this point to criticize tabseN. Like, of course, at some point during his career, I would have loved to have seen tabseN on another team when he was at his peak, when he was at his best, when he was one of the best players in the world, when he was a beast with the rifles. It would have been really, really cool, and he could have been a wonderful piece. But look, that's a goal that, you know, I think is a very admirable thing to do, and I can understand why someone in his position would want to chase after it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it has been a family for quite some time, and every now and then a weird cousin comes along, like smoooya, for example, and you got to add him into the squad.
Yeah, comes in from the other side of the family, comes in for the weekend.
It's like, yeah, he was fun to have around for a while. But,
who is this guy?
Let's get another one. Well, that'll be the 9th round, picked up for Big. Secured easily against USPs, of course. I love the energy that Rigon adds to this team. Like, it's been a while since we've seen someone bring energy to Big in this kind of way. I think that in the past, even you mentioned smoooya, but he would have brought some level of energy like that. I just feel like they've been missing that for quite a long time at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's great to see that.
I mean, it's fun though when you add a player like that who has like that kind of like emotional energy that you want to get the team hyped up, because it's like he can't do it alone. Like, you have to react to that energy too, right? Just having that presence there isn't it.
True, because then eventually if you don't react to anything, he's going to stop at some point, right?
And you've got to respond to it, and you've got to show that it's actually getting you hyped up, or else it just kind of goes by the wayside.
I've never seen Searson more hyped, to be honest.
True. That's might actually be true.
Slight smile from the side of his mouth.
Ghost of a smile.
And here comes the push through camera. And it's a flash for tabseN. He's down. And Story now peeking out from the fountain. Flashbang goes in. And Story, he's still standing on the fountain. He's looking to try and get rid of Crimbo. Bullets coming through from Rigon. He's not too far off getting this kill. But the bomb is down in the site. And Searson and Rigon must now combine together to pull this round back. And it's just looking so unlikely as now Rigon is left alone. So that's a good hold from sAw. Quick rotations and a strong defense.
It was only ever a 3-man attack into the bomb site from mid. And when those 3 players can't establish a foothold and all the rotations start coming in, they still haven't dealt with the rifle in A main. They still haven't dealt with the op on Story over towards A main and up by the pillar. It's like you have nowhere to go. And you could just kind of see the possibility of that round being won by Big just decreasing as more rotations came in and more players dropped off. With the timing of that hit, it had to be a really efficient, just uppercut break into the bomb site.
Oh, that is one beefy grenade thrown on both sides. Both Alpers taken down to 46 and 47 HP.
Pretty equal.
Yeah, that's exactly. We were just seeing it, symmetry
everywhere.
in motion at the moment. Udrug's forced away from Dark, great utility from Big. It's a blanket of fire at Udrug's feet, and he's going to go out towards B main. He didn't go for the full commitment on the swing. He's still focused, fixated, in fact, upon Dark. A split attempt from Big. It might be difficult to get through this bomb site because there's still utility and there's still plenty of sAw players in defense. Although burning away as Udrug's those sound cues instantly get the big players to turn. The bullets fire through the smoke. So that's one kill back at least for the German squad.
Try and battering ram that B bomb site and all the counter utility from sAw. At 1 minute and 15 seconds, they're flush with Molotovs and nades, and it holds Big at bay. A re-exec coming in? Or they just walk in contact? Regon spots one.
Tiras goes to the peek on out Crimbo, and Searson somehow recover this. And Big are now back into a position where they have the player advantage. Bomb is going down, and they're thinking about the pathway back in for a possible retake. And perhaps questions flying around, is it even possible to win this one now for sAw? It is going to be incredibly difficult. They have one kill on arrozdoce. The only piece of utility they have is a smoke on Story. And he's made sound dropping down now. This is a solid post plant from Big. A trifecta of death, and now they have detected the retake attempt. They've seen where both players are, and they realize they can't win this. So sAw are getting out of there. They're saving their weapons, and Big turned this from disaster into a round victory.
Yeah, it looked really sketchy in the initial thrust, but that follow-up 3-on-2 at the B bomb site was handled really well from Big. Good job juggling aggression. One player peeking in, sees the player at pillar, doesn't commit to the fight, allows his AWP to take a supportive spot, allows the player from B main to activate, and then you've got two defenders who are all trying to do different things and able to stroll, waltz into the B bomb site for a plant.
Last timeout being used here for sAw and regulation.
It's weird. I think you asked that question earlier, what I thought of like an Anubis pick out of sAw, especially after watching them yesterday. And it's in retrospect, it is a little bit of a head scratcher considering the difficulties they had on it yesterday against Mongols, considering it doesn't seem like your star players are... Actually, I don't know if you can say super comfortable with not having good games on it now twice in a row. Udrug's had a really good start, and it's kind of been, you know, middle of the pack since then. arrozdoce really hasn't arrived quite yet. And you're not getting the same tactical advantages that you found against Mongols.
We're seeing a more neutered version of sAw today.
Yeah, but remember, it took them, you know, that third map yesterday, once they got there.
Yeah, once they got there.
Yeah, once they got there.
The most impressive part was the fact that they lost 13-5 on the previous map and were still able to come back and win 13-5 themselves.
Sure.
So the fact that you know sAw are never out of it. But that is not a good start from Mutiris. He hasn't had a great game here. He's 6-15 now, and he's conceded that opening kill.
Little pace change from Big. This has been a much more slower, calculated textbook round where the last two had a lot of early aggression.
arrozdoce taking a few steps back, retreating behind the utility that Big throw out. So they've got A main control. They don't have to play with it, but they just know they forced the defender back.
sAw's getting pushed into a situation where they want to push this, but all of Big is going to be here.
Well, JDC might get ready. Flash does not blind him, and he's able to get one. Nearly a second, but here comes the push from Big through Dark. It's a split, and it's effective from Tapson. They're not pulling the sAw defense limb from limb, and Story cannot find any heroics in this one. It is a 4 versus 1. arrozdoce locked out of this. Big up to 11.
I don't know if I'm gonna maybe give production a little bit of a challenge here, replay observers, if we can get that flashbang that was thrown. I don't think it made it over. Because JDC was looking directly at B main. That flash is either off or like if it might have been misthrown or it's just lined up incorrectly. But I don't think it made it past the B main choke point.
Yeah, we'll get to see at least a little bit in that replay, but it's going to be a frustrating round for sAw because you don't like to have mistakes happen like that off the back of a timeout, right? You've kind of called the time. You have 30 seconds to prepare for what you want to do and deal with, and you lose 4 players and only get 1 kill. So rough scenario.
I mean, the real thing, you got to give credit to Big for forcing sAw into that kind of a decision to make that sort of a play, to where they didn't have information on the map, to where they felt like they were locked into this B push being the only thing they could actually do.
So arrozdoce with an M4. Everybody else kind of figuring out what they can afford.
JDC having a really good game for Big.
Oh, it's great to see JDC having a good game.
He was stellar on the CT side. I think he had 3 different 3K rounds.
Yeah, he's massive over there on that B-bomb site. JDC was a player that many people were a little sad about the fact when he got removed from MOUZ and wondered where he would go. Had a few months in different projects, and then the big move just made sense.
It all came together for him.
Yeah, it did come together for him. And it worked out for MOUZ as well.
Yeah, they're happy. Big's happy. JDC probably happy.
Yeah, definitely happy in this game. And he's taken out eventually by Muteris' USP, but that round has the expected result, which is utter collapse for sAw.
Seriously, might be my favorite human being. Actually, I'm not even sure he's a human being.
He is a cyborg program for Counter-Strike. Just watching him sit beside Rigon.
Even the coach is like, bro, give me something, like a fist bump, a high five, whatever you're into.
Dude, it's so sick. I love the idea of him just going, yep, you're sitting beside Rigon now, and he's just like 2 opposite human beings. He doesn't even know how to interact with him.
No.
That's that's why he does his best work online, you know?
Yeah.
There's no one around him, just him chilling.
No one bothered him with fist bumps.
Yeah, he stop with the fist bumps. The human interaction. sAw finally have a buyback, but it obviously last chance saloon here because Big about to close out map 1 of this series in very comfortable fashion on sAw's map pick.
They saw the AWPer when they came in.
Oh, arrozdoce, he knows the second player's pinned behind that corner, and that's a fantastic opening.
Tapson must have just been so blind.
Yeah, he's just blind as hell the whole time.
Yeah, he wasn't reacting at all to that kind of continued spray, so Searson's going to have to step up to the plate. Scopes in early, so he can entry with the AWP through dark. Cautiously clearing, well, not cautiously, he didn't even really clear to the right corner, but took an educated guess.
An educated...
I don't even remember what that was.
It was something like that. Oh, Searson, he throws the molly out to the back of the platform. U-Jerks forced out of position, and Searson is heating up. He can't stay in that. Tickled by fire and forced away, but it's enough of a distraction to allow that boost from JDC to prove effective.
That's pretty sweet. That's a nice little trick that Big just busts out. Searson drops another smoke. However, 3 defenders here still. AWP needs to have impact, and it can't react in time. JDC stepping in, misses his shot, so Crimbo can just do economic damage. A win seems so far out of reality. Can he make it to the A site? No. He has the time.
He's just not going to make it because Muteris is here, and he's now pulled his AK-47. Unless he gets that insta headshot, and oh, Crimbo, he's got it. 9 seconds, second play coming in. arrozdoce chasing after him, and oh, Crimbo, he knows he has to play for elimination now, and arrozdoce was ready for that. Time certainly makes things uncomfortable for Big at the end, and that could have been a far more comfortable finish to the round for sAw.
Yeah.
Big always making it a little scary at moments.
Thankfully, they get to keep the AWP in hand as well, though. Story still has the AWP in the field of play for sAw. They've got to win 5 in a row to force overtime. This is a good late mid-round push into A main from arrozdoce to get 2 that really sets sAw for the victory. But, I mean, Big's still dangerous in these late-round situations. Even when they're down a player or 2, they're still finding ways to do damage, to find kills, find possibilities.
Here's Searson. Nice shot. Roman taken out. Cleanly collected by the AWP, and the fire protects Searson. It gives him some cover, and he shoots right through it. U-Jerks could not connect onto the sniper at range.
Forcing the fight out of desperation. Story's going to claw 1 back. 4 on 3 in the favor of Big, and they're going to pause across the map.
4v3 to close out the map. Rigon taking steps beyond that smoke, and arrozdoce now detected off the fountain, flushed away. And the bomb will join the rest of the pack to finish this attack. Searson straight through camera, Story alone. And what a start to day 2 here from Big. Tapson was talking about their goals, their expectations here in Cologne is to make stage 2. They've collected their first map here in the advancement match.
You'd imagine they'd want to make it to stage 3 as well.
Of course. Well, we'll take one stage as it comes.
It's one stage at a time, the old adage. 13-7, Big taking map 1 over sAw, taking sAw's map pick away from them. They've got an advantage in this series. Looking forward to stage 2. This victory takes them to stage 2.
Stage 2 lies in wait. Expectations set on that for Big.
What the?
That was probably the weakest shot I've ever heard based on the sound.
Yeah, that was like the gush sound. And
oh, he got headshot. He's gushed it. 4 damage.
All right, then.
And now he's been hit again, but he's just down to 75. So JDC is the juggernaut today. It's about to be a quite simple B execution with smokes popping in for Big already. Rigon's got that first blood. And now going through the smoke is Mutirus. His teammates going down. It's kind of chaotic right now, and sAw not winning many of these fights. In fact, none of them. So Bomb goes down. Big into a 5 versus 3 post plan, and they've got a molly for this too, so they've got time.
Yeah, 3 defenders here, but like a really weak stack. Smoke blocks off the 3rd player, so now it's just 2 players defending. They've got a crossfire set up, but 1 player's out in the open, so the crossfire never activates. So essentially, 1 defender at a time had a chance to hold back this hit, and that's not going to concern Big whatsoever. No chance at this retake, no kit, everyone's starting to back away, and another pistol for Big.
Oh, big shot indeed from Searson. No retreating for arrozdoce. Story hangs around just to pick up 1 at least. He'll filter on back, but JDC already on the pounce, on the hunt. They get further away than he would have liked, so good start for Big. Great pistol round. And Rigon continues to try and bring fire to the squad.
Opening kill here, as you can see. I mean, coming, User is just trying to get through that smoke to provide some resistance, but altogether with the way they reacted to the execute from Big, that stack really didn't even matter. 1-0. Upgraded in the 2nd round is sAw. MP9s, Deagles, 5-7, little bit of utility.
Roman. 5-7, rattling through the smoke. He can hear the steps of Tapson. Can't quite deal with the threat just yet. Prolonged cave fight.
Yeah, just, I mean, they're content to let the smoke expire. They haven't really challenged in middle whatsoever. We can see a double stack over in Donut. That's starting to get investigative. So JDC, let's see how you're going to start map 2.
Oof, not well at all. Gets digged up by Story. Now Crimbo looking to make a response, and Mutirus at long range with that MP9 outmatches Crimbo. And now we're looking at 55 seconds left and sAw up 2 players. Great start into this round.
Oh, the swing from elbow coming in.
arrozdoce elbows his way forward, and it is Rigon brought down to 7 health. Story with another deagle, this time on Tapson. Rigon with Searson, the last 2 remaining players, and now it is just Searson left alone. He'll leap to the side and try and get a bomb plant. The deagle bursts open his skull, but he's still standing somehow with 3 health. If he can steal away a bomb plant, this is now not the worst scenario, but it's not pretty. It's not pretty for Big to concede this one, and sAw bounce back early on.
Losing those early extended, mid-range fights. JDC going down first. All of a sudden, you're in a situation where sAw's pushing A, they're pushing cave as well. You're just getting collapsed upon in middle, and not enough players to watch all the choke points. Good work from Story. That deagle is everything in this round. Mutirus as well, adding an MP9 kill. Shouting right back at him.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned that in the first map. You know, the fact that sAw lost 13-5, and they were able to bounce back in the series. They know they have mental strength, but they didn't have ancient strength. That's for sure. They did not look fantastic on this event. Searson, AK-47, a hero. Trying to get the job done, but Rigon charging up, creating space and distraction. But Ujerks has dealt with the threat of this B-ramp play. It's completely shut down, in fact. Big would have expected, given how much space they got early on, they would at least get 1 kill, but they don't even get that. Not a single kill for Big.
No access to the B-bomb site. Good spray down from U-Jerks. And sAw, once again, much like the first map, getting a pretty good start going. About to be up 3-1, as Big should be saving entirely in this.
You're talking about U-Jerks' impressive performances. And that sounds good. That if you're in a sauna, that would be like the kind of perfect music to play while you're in the sauna. Getting a nice sweat on.
Day one of posting until Counter-Strike lets me be the voice actor for music.
Do an ambient sound. 500 days later, Jason. Still going. Never an end to that story. But here's the Mac 10 ready to go around that corner. Tabson waiting. What the hell's just happened?
I don't know. I think Tabson probably had his hands off the mouse and keyboard. He was probably
looking down the
talking
line.
through a tactic, like gesturing to his teammates. And just gets
looking
wrecked.
at the wall.
He's like, oh, okay, that happened.
Yeah, so they're taking a timeout in a way. And it's all over. That's one of the rounds of Counter-Strike that exist.
Hey, your Opera just got 4 kills with the Mac 10. You're living the dream if you're Story and sAw right now. That's exactly as designed. He's just like, I'm just going to push right out of the gate with this Mac 10. I know they have no armor. I'm going to see what I find. And now he's rich.
Got money in the bank. We have to watch that again. I was like, damn, okay. Just looking at the wall, admiring the hard artwork that has gone into that. But the buy is back for Big. They're going to go right through. The doors smoke. Take B-lane control. JDC trying to fight out elbow, and it's been a pretty rough start on Ancient here for JDC. He's down to 0-4 now.
I think he just swung into the spray. I don't even think he really realized that there was going to be a fight there. Mutiris was just spamming the smoke, and JDC kind of wanders right into it. Good first kill. All that early utility from sAw prevents, obviously, any plays being made in middle. Even the B lane players were stuck at the box, not able to take any space. And sAw going to sit back on their heels. Not a lot of utility left for them, but with the man advantage, I think they're going to be happy. And Big at the moment, I don't think they really know what to do. They're kind of in that pause, patient state of the round, but there's no reason for sAw to push or react to anything. So this patience is just burning seconds off the clock.
Well, sAw only got 5 rounds yesterday on Ancient against the Mongols. 4 of them were won on the CT side. They only picked up 1 T round. So we know their T side can be weak, so they want to do as much work as possible in this first half.
Also, I mean, it's going to be interesting because you'll have had a massive conversation after that game yesterday, right? So things might look a little bit better for sAw today because you'll have gone over everything that you felt you failed and struggled at.
Well, they have failed to hold the A site and stop the plant going down, but they have got the player advantage. But how long is that going to last? Because Rigon is right beside Roman, just waiting for his time to strike. And Rigon sends down 2. U-Drex coming back through donut. Numbers even out again. Crimbo stepping up, but it's U-Drex that is 6-1, looking for a 7th kill. And he does it on the Deagle. That is so sick from U-Drex. And it's sAw getting right back into it. 4-1 on the board. And U-Drex will celebrate that one.
Oh my God. Sit down. He willed that into happening. A great play from Rigon. The fact that sAw even gets back into this is impressive in its own right, but the Deagle shot is beautiful.
That is frustration there for Big. I think as soon as you peek, you're going to go up against him on that defuse. You think you're going to get that final kill, and he just blasts your head over the Deagle. Timeout taken for Big. They're feeling a little rattled at the start of Ancient here. 5 seconds to grab that monster.
This feels like Top Gun music.
It does. Feels like we're getting ready for that mission.
I'm just on an aircraft carrier right now.
Yeah. And we're slow walking out. Sunglasses on.
Aviators on.
Trying to complete the mission. Mission impossible. And right now for Big.
Do or do not, Dinko. There is no try.
Oh, Rigon straight through the the smoke in the middle of the bomb site, and he's dead. So he's created space. He didn't have the hero AK-47, unfortunately for Rigon. Would have liked a little bit more, couldn't get it. His teammate's not doing too much just yet, but that bomb plant, that's objective number 1, and it's secured. Sometimes you gotta lose a wingman, and these kind of fights. And Searson sending himself forward into battle, gets one with a P250. Bomb did not go down, and that is a problem for Crimbo, because he could have played a post plant, but now it's over.
Yeah, well, Tapson was heroically trying to punch those numbers in with like 5 HP, so any random bullet or nade that came through is going to take him down. And yeah, Crimbo's just hoping for some economic damage. One more kill would be lovely. And actually, Roman's got the low HP for it, but he's going to be smoked out for a little while longer, Crimbo.
Just take your time,
Which
relax.
means we get to hang out.
Yeah,
we all know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to fade, then Crimbo's going to walk out, and let's take a prediction. Who's got the kill on Crimbo out of these 3 players? Gonna go for a wild one. Arrozdoce, the furthest away player. Well, he's coming closer now, but this is gonna be his first. They're gonna give it to him. They're gonna give him his first kill of the game, and it's Arrozdoce locks it in.
Nice.
There we go. Now he's gonna be top fragging after that. That's the one that gets him going.
Well, the good news is that Ujerks has been an absolute beast. This is a really good hold for him. There's that hero AK trying to come through the smoke, and he just continues. 5-1 for sAw, matching the number of rounds they got against Mongols yesterday on this map. They're looking to force a third, which would be Inferno between these 2 teams if we can get there. Looking good for the Portuguese so far.
Yeah, this is really impressive. And they've been able to have such a strong start here. Good start from Searson, stops that B-ramp push, but arrozdoce still going. And now a swing out from Roman. He gets both. Both kills locked in on his aggressive maneuver, and Story hung around to catch Searson chasing up the ramp. Now JDC, who's had a nightmare start here on Ancient, he knows he has to make a play. He's got some control in middle, he's got some space to play with, and he turns back to catch Mutiris. Red room now opened up.
Yeah, that's a really sketchy kill to take if you're Mutiris, especially Roman with 1 HP. It's almost like let him be the one making those kinds of plays.
Is JDC going to predict him coming so quickly through red? You've just killed a player there. There's no way you think they're going to come down it this fast.
He's selling a fake, though, and he's going to go right through his own smoke. So takes the risk, and now he's got plenty of time and space and no vision. However, Crimbo's
the bomb going?
Coming back to A.
Now, do sAw think there's going to be a B play and walk through that smoke, following him to the
The biggest issue is if JDC goes down right now.
Oh, he turned back.
If he does fall at this point, Crimbo is going to be like, what am I supposed to do now? You were my entire safety net.
Oh, now he knows where Story is, and he misses the shot, goes to the deagle, and that is disastrous for Story right at the end. JDC from 0 to 3, and Big pull that round right back.
They needed it, because I don't know how in the hell Roman got 2 kills there. Rigon's going to be really frustrated. He wasn't able to clean up that frag. He's wondering where all of his bullets went, but JDC bails Big out, gets their 2nd round on the board, first since the pistol.
It's a good example of just knowing when to hit the pause button if you're Big, you know, just chill out a little bit. Play came to them in the end. Really trying to bombard elbow. Rigon eats that grenade. Max damage down to 42. And Searson, oh, close to another opener through B-ramp. They used a lot of utility early, sAw. They're down to 2 smokes left. Incendiary and a flash. There's so much time left in the round. Big have the utility advantage late into this.
Red room smokes, and JDC is going to start making his play in middle. He's all on his own. 1 in mid, 2 towards Donut for sAw, and it's Story to find a kill. 13 kills, 3 deaths for the Portuguese AWPer.
Really haven't found an answer to Story just yet.
There's about to be 4 players at this bomb site as well, so even with a lack of utility, you've got all the manpower you need to hold this off. 1 more smoke going in towards Cave.
Ooh, and they're going aggressive down ramp. Crimbo's detected it though. Will taps him, be able to hold on. He goes down to Roman. Crimbo needs to trade out this close kill, and he'll get both. Now the bomb picked up again. 29 seconds left in the round here for Big, and you talked about manpower. There's so many players here on defense for sAw that Big just don't get anywhere near the site.
And despite the low utility, that 1 smoke thrown in Cave does He does a lot of heavy lifting in this round. Keeps syrsoN at bay, allows them to focus over towards ramp, and all he can do is save at this point. So sAw's going to extend that lead back up to 4. Defense looking good.
Counter-terrorists win.
Can hear tabseN being very emphatic.
Yeah, very
vocal at the end of that round.
I heard the word smoke. That's the only thing I really understood, to be honest. That doesn't give you a whole lot.
If I had to imagine, he's probably saying something like, he's trying to get his boys like motivated to make some plays in the early stages. We're seeing that heavy utility dump, but then you're also seeing Big kind of respect it so much that when all the utility clears from sAw, Big is still very much set up in just a standard default. They still have 3 players towards B lane that are just kind of there. You have JDC sort of alone in mid trying to do something on the map as the only active player, and you've got someone, you know, watching for an A push. So I think he's just kind of a little bit upset that this T-half doesn't seem to have any power in it, like nobody's making plays to create opportunities. And without those plays, tabseN as the leader is not getting information on what he's supposed to call next and how he can organize a victory in the round.
Well, suddenly from being very vocal to being silent.
That's a tech pause.
Because you've got a tech issue up. Although Dexter has just arrived inside of the building.
Yeah.
See him walking down the red carpet, so Dexter is in the building.
Give him a golf clap.
He made it to an event.
Yeah.
Good to see. It's good to see him in person in that heroic jersey, that new heroic jersey. And you start to realize how close you are getting out of the stage 1 stage of the tournament, because at the hotel we're starting to see there's top teams arriving from that will be in stage 2 already there, starting there. So we're getting deeper and deeper into Cologne, heading into day 2. And that's exactly where Big want to be after being 1 map up already. They were hoping that this would be a swift 2-0, but it is becoming a battle, a grueling fight against sAw. And you don't exactly have all the necessary weapons to feel too comfortable out of this pause.
Gonna let syrsoN lead the way with the AWP. Light smoke as he clears red room. Give him the cover to focus on Donut. Story is here with an AWP.
Oh, Story once again finds an opener from Donut. syrsoN was clearing close with an AWP as the front man, and he's gone down too easily. And this is, again, a shooting gallery in middle for sAw. Big get 1 kill, a single frag from Crimbo. And this is about to be another comfortable round from sAw. Crimbo's about to peek out and see 4 targets eventually. And they just swing him at different times, and Crimbo can do nothing about it. So sAw in full control of Ancient. Big's map pick is not looking like it's their map pick at all.
No, but it's same thing on Anubis of the first map of the series is, yeah, they're just kind of stealing each other's map pick. This is a nasty angle, even the shadow showing as well. Just as syrsoN's about to kind of get a new angle and see where he can move to next.
It's not like Story's playing different positions, like he's unpredictable. He's been in Donut so many times with the AWP. He's got that same opening off of the ledge, like ridiculous amount of times.
Well, Big hasn't sent a whole lot of bodies there. They haven't like really emphasized any sort of mid control ever. So I think even despite the fact that, you know, Story might not have the most dynamic setups at the moment, it's not really being punished. So
16-3.
Yeah, he is. And Roman's about to get 1 or 2.
Oh, early fights still go the way of sAw. It's a little hairy at points on this ramp, and syrsoN's decided he's going to pull out the AK instead. Gets 2 kills back inside of that B bomb site, drops the numbers, thins the herd, and now the AWP is back in his hands again. But arrozdoce, he's got closer than syrsoN might anticipate. He's going to be tough to clear this, and he's going to go down. That bomb falls on the floor, and Crimbo is so far away from the rest of the pack. He's now alone in this 1v3. He's going to make his way all the way from elbow to the B bomb site, and that bomb is dropped. And he's got to deal with lots of threats on the way. Mutrius is still inside of middle. Crimbo finds him looking the wrong way.
What a weird position to play for Mutiris, though.
You're just open to everything.
Yeah, I mean, he's watching towards Donut, but you can do that from the other corner where you can't just be free kill.
All right, Crimbo. Are they going to give you a chance? It's 42 seconds. Crimbo's got another, and now it's just Roman left on 5 health. Crimbo down to 21, but will he protect the double doors play? And he won't. Roman finds himself the powerful position, but they nearly give that round back.
Yeah, that was kind of an ugly 3-on-1 for sAw. Very, very much so. And Crimbo almost has a chance to steal a round away, but the story still being big, getting blanked. None of their tactics have worked. None of the early strategies they're running have worked. Mid has never been a problem for sAw whatsoever. Story is 17-4. Looking like a nice casual game.
So big's money. Just always rough. They're not getting bomb plants in these rounds. They're just getting destroyed. Getting their ass handed to them.
Now it's that classic, really crappy place to be where it's like you're fighting just to give yourself a chance in the second half. You need these last 2 rounds.
And now Story's AWP is positioned towards A, so they've got a read of the potential of an A plight. They haven't seen too much of these direct A hits. A rig on, moving forward through that smoke. Story brings him down. Flash goes in, or rather, a deep piece of utility, forcing Story further back. A decoy was enough to fake it out for him.
Big can win this.
They can win this. They're in the side. They got the bomb down. And also sAw to show us what they've got in a retake. Searson completely blinded. Sick flashbang from Story over the top. And that allows a free entrance path. Tabson trying to block it, trying to act as a blockade. But he's taken out swiftly. Crimbo's rifle stepping up for 2, but it's all on JDC. And he hides at default. That seems to be a position they're ready for. They dink him. He has to go to the Tech 9, and now it's a 1v1 up against Roman. And JDC is looking for that headshot, but just cannot connect with a pistol. It'll be a 9th round for sAw. And Big finally coming close, but close is not enough when you have just a few rounds available in the half.
Yeah, really, really tough round for sAw to come out on top of. That initial rifle going down, planned by the smoke close up to the pistols, ends up backfiring. Mutiris can provide no cover, so Story's got to fall all the way back. That retake starts from 0. Not a single foothold into it. But good teamwork, good trading as they come into the bomb site. And a massive lead for sAw on map 2. This essentially tells, I mean, at this point, if you're Big, you're just like, oh, well, the second half comes down to the pistol round. Like, we can't even really think past the pistol round at the moment because we might not have any rounds past the pistol round.
Yeah, it's true. You haven't given yourself enough room to concede a pistol round. So at this point, the most likely outcome is that we see Inferno in this series.
And it feels like outside of like some low economy, like fast-paced B hits or like pace changes when they have Tech 9s, Big haven't really changed anything. It's still very much JDC, kind of on his island, kind of alone, look towards A and middle. It's kind of 3 players over towards B lane, 4 players over towards B lane, just passive until utility expires, and then seeing if you get any freebies.
Oh, that game plan has not worked in this half. JDC, when he's in this lone roaming positions, you want him to start getting a few picks consistently. He's had 1 round where he got a 3K. That makes up the majority of his total 4. Smoke up into the B bomb site. No secrets were Big are going to us. Looking at the mini-map. Everyone having to commit into this B site, into Roman, into you jerks, and it is just a massacre. At the end of this half, Big are nowhere to be seen. They have completely disappeared after map 1. sAw back in this series.
This series has third map written all over it. sAw is up 10-2 on Big's map pick of Ancient, and it looks like they're not going to slow down. And if you're Big, it all boils down to the pistol. Yeah. Pistol, maybe you can make a comeback happen. If not, maybe you can make Inferno happen.
Yeah, definitely. But you asked for a Portuguese P word, Jason. Well, it's been a Portuguese pummeling of Big so far in this first half. It's 10-2, and Big are about to lose their map pick in spectacular fashion. sAw, they've got utility on arrozdoce and uJerks, and they want to send us to Inferno in the stage 1 advancement match. Mutiras waiting around that corner, flashes up from arrozdoce, and that allows the opening kill onto Rigon, but they're about to see a whole heap of Big players. Everybody's in mid.
Oh, good kill, good kill. You don't need to fight that. You don't need to push the issue, but he does. 3-on-3. Bomb can get planted. All the information of Big's location is passed on. Story goes down with a deep fight against Crimbo. Oh, and through the smoke, he adds one more, because why the hell not?
Yeah, okay, Crimbo, I like that. Roman now in a 1v2, and they've got a kit. They can stick it. They can just get that smoke on and defuse it, and Roman better be perfect with that. Yep, no, more, a little bit more. Yeah, he's got it. Knocks down, taps in, and now time is running thin, but the kit's down on the side. So JDC will collect the final headshot. Big win the pistol. And now, Jason, surely it's a comeback.
Surely. I'm surprised Roma didn't just back away from that fight a little bit.
Yeah, run away around the corner.
See if you could actually get away and get into the smoke, just tuck into the cubby, anything really, but
he was locked in.
Had some confidence with that P250. This follow-up fight from arrozdoce, it's like you got that one kill. Just back away. You can actually run all the way back through T-spawn towards double doors, and then you can watch the flank, and then you can get involved in the post-plant later on.
I mean, those kills from Crimbo would definitely help.
They did, yes. They still needed a little bit of help.
Yeah, they did need a shot through the smoke to land. Timeout taken for sAw. Their first used. Haven't needed them. See, Searson looks the same now. He's losing 10-3 as he did when Rigon was firing him up.
Yeah. He doesn't budge.
Consistency. It's good to see Barry back. It's always good to see Barry. Just wish he was playing, man. Those are some great days.
He just has the look about him of just a good dude.
Yep.
You know? Like
he's a good dude.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I haven't really spoke to him, honestly.
I haven't either, but just looking at him, I know I would have a good time.
Barry's the best.
Yeah.
sAw with Galils on 4 players, a deagle now for Story, so that's the fortunate fact of planning the ball.
I'm almost a little bit surprised they bought with this kind of a lead.
Just want to get it done.
Thought maybe like a half buy into AKs in the next rounds.
Yeah, well, it's a good start. The deagle kicks things off with the opening headshot. Look at Tapson. He wants some kills from behind. And oh, it's not pretty. arrozdoce, he's going to look the right way at the right time. Does not look like it. Bomb plant is denied. Tapson catches good timing as arrozdoce. And now it is Mutiras stuck in red with a bomb down inside of the B-bomb site.
arrozdoce had that play from Tapson under cover until he heard the M4 start firing out from the B-bomb site. Felt bad he wasn't protecting the planter, and Big's going to get a 4th. So, now the question becomes, how many can they string together? How much can they close the gap before sAw responds?
No, yesterday we've seen Big halves. We've seen 10-2 halves from Big that ended up going right down to a 13-11.
I was going to say, we saw the 10-2 half, but then we also saw, you know, like the 3-9 half right after that.
Yeah, so we know that comebacks can happen against Big, but can they do it to themselves, you know? Can they rally the troops to get back into a game? Then we can really start to talk about mental strength for sure.
Yeah, let's find out. What have you got for us?
I mean, we did also see that sAw's T side really did not go well yesterday. They got 1 round on the T side against Mongols.
True, but their CT side didn't go well either against the Mongols. They won 4 of the first 5 rounds and then got blanked for the remaining 7.
Yeah, that's true. But that was after a tech pause. Yeah.
That was after a tech. Yeah, tech pause is doing a lot of work.
Crimbo from the temple. Okay,
oh
what the hell was that? All right, arrozdoce.
He's cheating.
That's the only reasonable answer to that. This is named Joel. Bomb goes down inside of the site, and that is a committed plant forward, but it's also denied. uJerks' deagle strikes this time, and now Rigon decides that bomb ain't going down. You're not allowed to plant while he's around, and then he commits into the fight, does damage. Searson has to finish off the job, and now it's a 1v1 for Searson to close, and that deagle has now went straight through the chest of Searson. It's dropped him down to 20 health, and that deagle looks so potent, but Searson stands tall.
Ice cold. He's like, that's the fight I want. I'm going to wait for you to peek. I'm going to wait for you to swing. I'll stand out in the open. I know you've got no armor.
Dude, I really didn't believe it, seriously. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my lord.
I thought that was over.
That shot is so ridiculous. I feel bad for Crimbo.
Yeah, but at least he can just kind of say there's nothing he could have done about that.
Yeah, oh, for sure. But you still feel like crap.
Yeah, you're not going to play that angle.
I feel like crap when I take that kind of a death in matchmaking.
That's true. That does happen a lot in matchmaking, though. There's some great deagles out there.
There's a lot of really good deagles in matchmaking.
It's almost like they can see me through the wall. Mutiris making his way out middle, look to try and conjoin with Roman. Searson's going to be taking his ult, putting it in the donut, and that's exactly where Story racked up kills throughout that first half with the ult. He's 20 kills, 8 deaths, and Searson's now getting a little itchy feet. He wants to go forward into A main. He's got his teammate with him. arrozdoce, oh! Searson misses the shot. arrozdoce is given a warning. He's able to fall back, and now the attack into B. Based on the A aggression, sAw feel like that's the sign to go. That's the sign to attack this B bomb site. No smoke for the short cross, so Regan gets a double. Mutiris trades it out, and the numbers still favor sAw.
But now, oh, good kill. Good kill from Crimbo pushing up. arrozdoce saw the AWP. He never saw the M4, so Crimbo maintained the aggression, but still a good place to be for sAw. Unless you peek into this AWP. Shadow shows Searson. That's 2 misses in this round that he absolutely should have nailed.
Oh, that's so rough.
And that's probably going to be the map.
Dude, they would have made such a difference if he just lands those shots. And now Crimbo, 1v2, he's just seen the second player, and that's a smoke. He's got a grenade for it. It's absolutely perfect. He can blow it open and go into the fight. He's so close. But Utrecht stands his ground, and that might indeed be the one that breaks big completely here on Ancient.
Oh, he needed these shots. Searson just needed one of the 2 of those shots to land, and both of them were very, very manageable, doable shots. 11-5, and that's the money for Big. They have to buy, but they've got no rifles in the field of play.
Yeah, this is not a nice scenario for Big.
And the losing bonus is at 1, so it's like...
Worst case scenario.
This is going to be the same buy next round if they're to lose.
Yeah, this is a pretty tough situation. But great if you're sAw.
Yeah, lovely if you're sAw.
I'm going, like, the most likely outcome now is 13-5. But that kill from Rigon, that's a nice start to the round here for Big. And they build off of it. arrozdoce, grenade lands towards Crimbo, who is no longer holding the wide angle.
Didn't get cleared. They have no idea.
It has to be considered, though, surely. Nope. Shadow gives it away. arrozdoce able to react to the shadow.
I'm surprised that he wasn't calling for that flash earlier. Like mayhem, like flash, 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 I could peek.
Yeah, it's just a very slow round in the end.
Yeah.
Quite controlled for sAw. It's 12 rounds on the board. And it has been fantastic to watch them go from yesterday losing 13-5 to now coming back and playing Ancient
and potentially winning 13-5.
Yeah, it's one day you can make a big difference.
Yeah, beautiful symmetry. As I mentioned, and it always works this way. It seems we've talked about it for years. When you lose a game, you have such a deeper conversation about what went wrong, about how to change things, if you needed to change things, or if it was a bad game. And I'm sure sAw after that game yesterday spent a lot of time last night going over Ancient.
They likely knew it would come up in this series, and they are ready. And soon we will get to see what their Inferno looks like. Roman walking his way towards Crimbo, and that MP9 rattles away too. Nearly a 3rd kill from Crimbo.
Yeah, Jesus, Crimbo. That's way too much for an MP9.
Shouldn't have done that. Now, oh god, no. All that hard work, it's gone.
Well, sAw can pause and wait here. They have control of the B bomb site. Now they've spotted JDC, arrozdoce, some precision shots, and that's it. That's all she wrote. 13-5 on map 2. Ancient goes the way of sAw. They forced a 3rd map. We've got Inferno to decide which of these 2 teams moves on to stage 2 today.
Map. They have the resources available to stop this if Big do commit early, but given the spread, you'd imagine it's going to be quite a long pistol round here from Big. Just showing a little bit of presence towards top banana.
They probably don't really enjoy that they got top banana for free, as silly as that sounds.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, okay,
There's a stack of
something going on
behind
this was too easy. No one even peeking, no presence, no one even gathering information.
Well, they throw a little decoy in there. And they're ready with 55 seconds now gone.
sAw's got a really good read of this, though. You can see Story's just gotten back at the perfect time.
Mutiris at the ready, peeks off the balcony, dives into the pit because he knows there's an attack coming in, and that's a big shot. He's still alive, he still stands in pit, and that's a threat they'll have to deal with, and they will. It's 3 clean kills from Big entering that A-bomb site. And Roman and Utrux are locked out. They can't really get back into this one.
That's just a lot of space, isn't it, that Big has to work with. Not even challenged till they're already halfway up lane. And those USPs had to land some pretty miraculous shots if that was going to be a victory, and it doesn't happen. So Utrux hops in. That's nice, but not enough. Oh, maybe. Oh, my lord. JDC's left alone.
Not enough, but he just adds them up. He stacks them up, and now he's looking for every kill needed to get back into this. JDC in the pit, cowering away. He'll fight his way through Utrux, but that defuse is being stuck all the way. He goes to the knife instead. Every second ticks on it.
Oh, he got it.
Defuse on the last second. That is one of the most ridiculous retakes we'll see all of Cologne. Utrux is unreal.
That is something special. Look at there's no chance. You look at this before the retake begins, and it had to have been like a 1% chance of victory. There's no reason. One of the hardest bomb sites to retake in the entire game, and Utrux just deletes the challenge immediately.
That is one of the closest defuses we are going to see. That is wild. sAw win the pistol round. And Big into the buy straight away.
There's just absolutely no business winning that. I don't even know what you're supposed to say to your teammates after that one. Utrux swings out, finds Crimbo, who had bought up a Galil. That now hits the deck. Going to be tough to recover for Big. I imagine they'll try. When the smoke clears deep B. And they might get it for free now that sAw's backed off. Passive into the bomb site. That's probably an unforced smoke to the B choke point as well. No pressure being applied by Big. sAw just drop it very, very early. Don't want to mess with any of the buys. They got one more smoke on Roman. If he can time this when the utility starts to stream over, or he'll just chuck it out. But, I mean, this should be easy for sAw to read at the moment. There's no noise on the map. There's no presence towards the A bomb site. Mutiris and arrozdoce over in lane. They see and hear absolutely nothing. So if you're these 3 sAw defenders, you're like, all right, everyone be on notice. When this smoke clears is coming in hot. All 3 players inside the site.
And time is starting to tick on. 30 seconds remaining as this execute comes in. Big to finish on B. On sAw set up with 3. Roman. First oranges. Strong position with that MP9. Rapid to kill. He goes back, gets a dink on Rigon, and he looks up. He gets a double. One from fire, one from bullets, and that plant is now in. Mutiris and arrozdoce far away from this. But is it going to be another retake from sAw? Searson down low. He needs to fall if they're going to pick this up. Grenade landed on Rigon. You thought that was going to be enough for Mutiris to take him away, but not to be as the Swiss man stays strong. arrozdoce caught by Tapson, and Big show composure after the pistol loss to bounce back with a force.
That's really good. That helps put that pistol round gaff, you know, in the back of your mind. It helps you get past it entirely. 4v5 conversion for Big. The entrance is onto the B bomb site. It seemed like the defense was going to be in such a strong position, but I mean, so Story burns, Rigon gets a kill. Look at the double Molotov setup as well. They eliminate that entire defense with utility, make it really uncomfortable, and it's a very clean take. Very impressive work from Big in the early going.
Banana control is comfortably in favor of sAw. They used up all of their resources essentially to get it. But this is a pop out of the balcony from Big. Rigon's completely blinded. It's awkward, but it's Big staying on top of these fights. sAw given a window of opportunity, but unable to get through it. And that is Big now up 2-1 after a simple direct hit into the A bomb site. And for sAw, money has drained to basically 0.
Yeah, about saving these 2 weapons, and even that in the next round probably won't do a whole lot for you. Wonder if Big's going to hunt any of this down at all. Certainly that MAC-10 is replaceable and not important on Regon, so he can go for whatever he would like, but no reason to risk the rifles to try and take some of this away. Good job from that MAC-10, found the second, and they're going to continue hunting. One in CT spawn, taps and coming around the corner, they take it all away. So it should be a very easy round moving forward. Unarmored USPs likely up next for sAw, and Big's off to the races. See how much of a lead they can extend while they have this economic advantage over the CT side.
They never really had a patch of form in Ancient at any point, right? They didn't get
you're right.
a decent start. They didn't have even a string of rounds in the middle portion of the game. It was just never a point where Big looked in that second map. So great to see them losing the pistol in a weird way and then coming back and being able to compose themselves and still get a good start regardless. Much better from Big already.
I can't believe they won that pistol round.
Yeah, it's still just a little...
The more I think about it, because it's like... I said 1%. I obviously don't know what the exact percent would be, but I was trying to like work it out in my head, some of the conditions, and you're like, okay, 2v4 pistol. Yeah, nicely done, Regon. 2v4 pistol. You've got no utility. You've got no kit.
True.
You've got half the bomb timers already through. You have to hit every headshot, and then you have to stick a 10-second defuse.
Pretty much everything is against you, and they still won it. Like that is 1 in just a million.
Just craziness.
Yeah, crazy. Really cool to see that happen. Didn't really matter in the long run.
No, yeah, and they lost the second round, so it's like, oh, damn.
It's like, all right, first gun round, and let's get the timeout in straight away here, sAw. Realistically, if you come into this tournament, you see sAw versus Big, you gotta say Big are getting through this game, especially in this tournament in Cologne, right? But I don't know, like after yesterday's game and how Big looks so shaky. It is it's up in the air for me in this closing game.
Yeah, you know, I actually came into this pretty 50-50 just because it's like I have no expectations for either one of these teams. Neither of them have shown us a body of work that makes you think that they're going to be the ones. Like, you might give Big the credit just because we see them more, a little bit more name familiarity, kind of easy to slip into that. We obviously know Tapson, JDC, Regon, Crimbo, like all these names, Searson with the off. Like, you have a little bit of a better idea of what they bring to the server. And for sAw, it's just, both of these teams are kind of at that point where it's like, all right, what have you got to offer us? Like, we're still trying to discover what kind of a team you are.
I remember we got to cast some of these sAw games at the RMRs when we were qualifying for Copenhagen. I just remember arrozdoce and Udrix taking over Inferno games. So you know what can happen. He's very capable of doing it. Udrix, he peeks on out, he gets rid of Crimbo, taps and down low too. He's finished off this time by Roman, and Roman needs some help. The rotation's coming in, the smoke doesn't work. It's not going to be effective in stopping him or slowing them, and now he's forced out of position. Instead of sitting back, he goes to the fight, and that gets him 1 extra kill. Ball tries to cross, it will successfully cross as JDC gets 2 kills, 1 to the back of the coffins, and Searson had pushed into CT and catches Mutiras focused on the site. So arrozdoce, yet to frag, is now at a 1 versus 2, and he's a long way off with no kit on his back.
Oh, that got chaotic. That went from 0 to 100 very quick. Searson looks like he wants to give this one a go, at least a peek in to see if anyone will give him a mistake, but that ain't coming.
Yeah, so he grabs the AK off the top of the half wall. He can then fall back, save this AK-47, and take something out of this first gun round. But this is Big. Battling through, JDC standing tall inside of the site. Could have went down at multiple points throughout that and stayed up.
It's very early in the round for there to be like no real ability to stall out that hit from Big at the B bomb site. Right? Like normally if with that kind of a pace, you see smoke in the choke point, Molotov drop, nade down, they use some deep obviously to open up the round if they're going to be that aggressive at car, but that missed smoke really cost a lot from Roman.
And he even makes the most of the situation too.
With 1 kill,
he's able to get 1 out of it, but yeah, it just wasn't enough. Gets tougher now for sAw. Their start just keeps getting worse and worse. They used up all of their good start energy in the pistol round. And Big are on a 4-round win streak. Should be 5 now, looking at the weapons the sAw are able to bring to the table for round 6. Good shot from arrozdoce. That's his first kill of this map. And he's the one you need to get some impact. He's got an AK.
I was going to say, you probably love if you're arrozdoce arrozdoce that they're still giving you those fights, those challenges. You lose that one, unfortunately, but you were looking for that battle with the only rifle, with the only AK-47. You wanted those opportunities.
There comes Rigon through balcony. Mutiris is the next player up.
Against a 5-7, it makes me nervous.
Yeah, it does make me nervous, but Rigon is sharp. You can always rely on Rigon. He'll descend down and clear out the site. Rigon is just massacring them on the A-bomb site. U-Jerk's left with that deagle is short. JDC covers off that flank, and it is now 5-1.
All right, we gonna get a close map in this series? That's the question right now.
It's not looking like
it's not looking likely. We're just exchanging blowouts map to map.
Yeah, we usually call a 3-mapper a close game, right? You just could believe in that, but this would be a very misleading title to this series because it is being one-sided map after one-sided map, and now the third Inferno is starting that way. And a buy is back. This is the best buy the sAw have had so far, to be fair. They have FAMAS. They had a little bit less utility than they would have liked in the first gun round.
And remember, Story was an absolute beast on Ancient with the AWP, so you get that out in his hands, and it's like, all right, baby, time to get working. It's got to be immediate. The flash. Flashed and the boost up. They were focused on the boost, which allows Crimbo to get an easy one.
Yeah, now they're actually applying pressure towards B again. It's going to draw utility out of sAw, even if they don't go for the pounce.
And now they're establishing success at B, round after round after round. Oh, dear.
Oof.
Yikes.
Well, it's not even a commitment for Big into B. They're just trying to make sAw panic and fumble nades and go through that. Instead, they're going back to top middle. You mentioned Stories up. Well, here it is. Playing from dark, cleared away, has to drop back to the site. That's potential.
arrozdoce's got a full belt of utility. I'm surprised he hasn't used anything, but he's going to need to do something towards halls to give himself the freedom to look towards Rap side, which is being pressured.
Oh, this could be a big Rap from Big if they get around. They are so close. Once those smokes start to fade away, that first one,
everyone from sAw is here. There's no defenders at the B bomb site. All 4 members of the defense have arrived.
Yeah, Story's still standing at default. Peeks on out, instantly annihilated by Tapsons. That all pass to see impact later on. arrozdoce from Pit, only 1 kill, and Big are crumbling. Or rather, that defense from sAw is crumbling because Mutiris, he's still alive at Library. He's pulled up 2 kills. They have a couple of victims still left. That bomb isn't planted yet.
He was able to drop it on the cross into the bomb site. Crimbo's having to take his time, be cautious for a repeak. So it's going down just now, and Searson has got the bird's eye view to cover it, and no access for Mutiris. 6-1, a 5-round lead for Big on this deciding map.
Story, it's real rough for him. Just gets absolutely obliterated by Tapson. There's a second timeout for the side of sAw. And this third map has just started. Money, a problem again. They're just getting so one-sidedly beat down that they're not even able to save weapons.
Yeah, they're having a tough time, and I think it's going to start coming down towards, I think, that sAw B defense. I think they've played with 3 players at the B bomb site frequently, but not ultra aggressively, and I think you have to start applying a little bit of resistance towards the half wall area to make sure Big cannot gain control of that without cost. And I mean, they have tried. Right? Like previously they did try.
Yeah, they've tried.
They peeked into that boost and Crimbo was able to get the first kill.
As much as people tell you, Jason, trying doesn't matter all that much. Succeeding does. And that's what they've got to go for here. Double setup in the apartments here for sAw to try and deal with Rigon, who has been unplayable. And, well, it does help out when they pull grenades and they end up getting caught at the perfect timing. So arrozdoce and Story open up with 2 kills in the apartments.
Exactly as I mentioned. You need to apply resistance towards A halls.
Coach Moses back on the scene. Gotta listen to Moses. Everything will be fine.
Everything will be okay. I promise. It's gonna feel sketchy at times.
Mutiris. Ooh. Gets off the table just at the right time. He's smoked out at Library and now Archway, so Mutiris is out of play for a while, out of commission. Story's got his first kill of Inferno.
This round can still spiral away from sAw very, very quickly.
as we've seen many a time.
If arrozdoce goes down, if Story steps out too much into the open, that's not a great start. You don't love that if you're arrozdoce. And that's a nice nade kill, but 1 kill from syrsoN.
He's got Story defending him from default, at least. It's still a 4v2. It's looking incredible now for sAw. It looks unlosable. As Crimbo comes out of balcony, arrozdoce with a great round. That's 4 picked up total, one of them with a grenade, the rest with good positioning and fragging prowess. So 2 rounds. That's what sAw have got now, and this has to be the beginning of a build back into this.
I mean, they've got a lot of benefits out of that round too, right? Like that was mostly with pistols, and even a scout was in play, so they're able to get a couple upgrades. They got an AK-47 and arrozdoce Story, and by virtue of winning a force buy round, they just get a little bit more cash. So it's the best chance for sAw to bounce back into this game, into this half. And we'll see if they can do it, because Big's overcome them. Even with strong economy, Big's not had a whole lot of complications in this half.
Running around the corner, Roman, that is wild. Absolutely wild. Oh, the wall bang on Udrux too. He's lost 70 health through the half wall. Yeah, Banana is not working right now for sAw. It's got a little bit of dysfunction.
Well, Big with another 5-on-4, and plenty of time to sit and wait and make sAw move, make sAw think, make sAw guess. Story's going to be the lone B defender, looking like Big is going to challenge him next. 50 seconds on the clock. He does have a smoke. He can take a shot and fall back.
Yeah, he's yet to have impact with that AWP, yet to even get one of those easy shots where he can take it and peel away. Utility has forced him back time and time again. And he's actually decided to use that smoke now. 30 seconds left in this round as this utility is dumped into the B bomb site. They are about to apply pressure here, and Story has a 5-7 in his hands instead of the AWP.
They're going to have access to B. Story can't do anything.
Yeah,
he
he's
just gets
out.
naded. Udrux gets picked off on the rotation as he tries to
Bomb's coming back.
Back to the A bomb site we go, but arrozdoce is still here.
Well, arrozdoce has to have one of the biggest rounds of this game.
Oh, I don't think they'll expect him. 8 seconds. Look at the time.
The time is limited. arrozdoce can stop this. Headshots in. Plant is starting to come through from tabseN, and the bomb will go down. The kill will come through. And now Mutiris is backed into CT where JDC has found him. Perfect timing. All calculated from Big.
Look at Kagafu. I don't think he's sitting there. He's like, that was not calculated.
German efficiency, Jason. We got to believe in it.
I think the only way to win that round was for arrozdoce to actually swing and prevent them into the bomb site.
Yeah.
Like that, and I mean, it's an easy thing
Maybe
to
he's
say.
thinking they're going to plant on default. Maybe that's the idea behind that. But yeah, it's just unfortunate for arrozdoce planted a little bit further in the site. I'm sure Big were panicking there, though. 3rd timeout in this first half.
I mean, that's just an indication of how flustered they are, right?
Yeah.
How nothing's gone their way. They've had to burn all 3 timeouts in the first half just to try and get going, and they just can't. Now, thankfully, as I mentioned in outline in the last round, they got plenty of money, plenty of cash. So this is going to be another full buy. They'll have another AWP on Story, plenty of utility. It's just you're now buried in a hole that seems impossible to climb out of.
The hole keeps getting deeper for sAw. How is B going to look? How is this Banana early presence going to shape up for sAw? They've got 2 MP9s. Using early utility, they're applying pressure, and they're going to send Roman charging down through Banana. Not exactly the outcome they would have hoped for, but that Molotov assisted by the team damage of tabseN is taking Crimbo out of there. So, for the first time in a long time, sAw have won that opening fight in Banana.
Well, now Story better be focused. He better be ready. He's got to know it's coming right back towards him. JDC going to be the first swing, the first jump out, leg shot. Control of brackets over to Big, but they have to pay for it with HP.
Well, that utility stalls Big out for now. But you know they're going to keep coming. Rigon spotted. Taken down by arrozdoce and Udrux. This is a good play. Right in the tabseN. Oh no! That is so unlucky that he can't take tabseN out of the fight. 55 seconds now remaining. They're going to push this smoke at long right into tabseN, knowing that he's low, knowing that they had the advantage in that fight. And now Story's AWP will finally finish off JDC. That early work finally done. syrsoN with a 1v4. He's stuck in middle, and that bomb is in easy possession of sAw, so he's going to slink away with a sniper.
There's no reason for him to save. They have all the money in the world.
But is there a reason for him to go for it? Of course, damage.
True. That's a fair point.
Just damaging some of those buys, but yeah, it's not a situation syrsoN can find himself as the victor in.
Hey, listen, if Halzer can win a 1v5, I expect syrsoN to win a 1v4.
That's some weird logic. Sure, Jason.
a lot of logic that round that didn't work out at the end of the day.
That's true. That was versus alternate attacks. Crazy round from Halzer.
Yeah, that was silly. When you told me that, I didn't see it live.
You thought I was joking or something?
I thought you were joking.
I was like, Jason, Halzer just won 1v5.
It's because everyone we were with started laughing. Like, ha ha ha. Funny joke, Dinko.
It wasn't anything to do with Halzer, of course. It was just the fact that 1v5 is just so uncommon.
It just don't happen.
Yeah.
He did it getting dinked on the second fight as well. What a legend.
Yeah. Halzer the legend.
7-3. Big's lead is cut down to 4. sAw trying to claw themselves back into this map to have a fighting chance as they switch sides in just a couple rounds.
The Aussies are gone. That's sad. FlyQuest heading back home.
Yeah.
Expected, really, but still sad regardless.
It is sad.
Perhaps we'll get to see a better version of them later on.
I'll still be doing shoeies this week.
Yeah, normal operating conditions. Drinking out of your shoe is just gross, man. Especially with your feet.
Yeah, what's wrong with my feet?
I don't know. Just seem to walk a lot, you know, Jason. Just treaded the earth for a while.
Seem to be more of a walker than the average human being.
Here comes Roman.
Oh, he's done it again.
Yep. Ooh, Crimbo burning, and everybody burning. Everybody dead now. Utrecht straight through that smoke. tapsAn and Crimbo both gone, and this is much better for sAw. It did take a little bit of an awkward situation for Big to favor sAw that.
Yeah, but I think this might be one of the few times in this half that sAw have been able to gain an advantage down banana, and especially with good utility usage. You lose the first player, but so many Molotovs, they've got nowhere to fall back to. And now the bomb is dropped up at half wall.
John DeCastro picking that bomb up.
When's the Ujerk's peak? It's coming. It's coming.
Yep, it is. And it's another lineup for Ujerks. That's 4 in the round.
Go get the ace.
He's one away from taking Rigon out and collecting the beautiful 5. The ace of spades as he digs them out of the hole. It's Ujerk shutting down the entire play inside of Banana.
A second ace in this half. Didn't Rigon get another one earlier? Was it Rigon?
Yeah, Rigon got one in the apartments against a full eco. This is more impressive.
Yeah, that's true. Crimbo and tapsAn with nowhere to go. Flames behind him, smokes and an M4 up in front. And a nice, clever play behind the boards.
While they're boardwalking their way back into this half, this is fantastic. They can get a 5th round out of this somehow.
And sAw's kind of accomplished what Big was trying to do on Ancient, the previous map, which is give yourself enough space to where like losing a pistol isn't the end of you.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, hot and heavy here for tapsAn. Turns out that's not how he likes it. Down to half HP. syrsoN's having a little bit of a peek. You know, Story's been around here a few times with that sniper.
Oh, they're just going to dry walk in. Oh, this is going to be so dangerous.
This is definitely going to be dangerous, but Ujerks, he pops up. He detects it early on. And Big are coming. They're still going. They're trying to get into the site, but it's another shutdown from Ujerks. Roman's with him. And Rigon, he's coming back in to try and make this work out for Big, but it's the last round of the half. They're going to push the smoke, and Rigon's caught without a gun in his hands, but he still wins that fight. I don't know how, but he's collected it. But the bullet's peppering him, and he's got the bomb back. All right, Rigon. Now there's a mid player that he's got to worry about, and he's just knife out. He's going to walk right to his death. Mutiras has waited all half long for this moment. Great recovery from sAw. It's still Big who lead, and it's anybody's game here on Inferno.
A disaster of a first half for sAw, but they win 4 of the final 5 rounds in that half to claw themselves back into contention. Final and deciding map of this series. Winning team moves on to stage 2. Losing team drops down one more chance. They'd play the winner of alternate attacks and Falcons for a final chance at moving forward.
Dreams of the big stage, I'm sure, for Big, but it's one step up. And the Germans had a very solid start in that half, but sAw slowly chipped away at it and carved themselves out 5 rounds. This pistol is underway, and it's a quick play down middle for the majority of Big's forces. There's one player in Banana, but the rest are running down mid, and it's 2 for 2 at the start of this. Back and forth it goes. Arrozdoce is worried about bottom middle, and he's come out to help his team, and that risk to send all the resources down mid does not pay off for Big.
Again, another one of those tactics where you really need to deliver the killing blow quickly, swiftly, efficiently, because you can see what happens. One player wrapping around alt mid is actually so much more difficult to contain than you'd expect. And this mid push from Big does not pan out.
Great work from sAw to get even trading in those first fights. Makes it easier for that second mid player to come around and clean up the rest. But that gap is now shrunk to just 1 round. And Big are going for a force buy, so this could end up being a really bad start to the half for Big.
We saw how much sAw struggled when they didn't have the economy on the CT side. And Big's in danger of giving that advantage over to sAw on the T side. Delay smokes down Banana. sAw's happy to sit and wait.
Mutiris slips through that smoke. He's ever closer, and a big swing from Crimbo. Quick reactions to get that first headshot. JDC's close by to back him up. He looked like he was going to hold down Mouse 1 for a couple of kills there, but only managed 1. But will they predict that Tabson is still here? They look focused on the site. They're still clearing it. They're going through the motions. And Tabson really should not be getting away with much because they are fixated upon Dark.
And they were going to volley that position either way, so yeah, he was pretty much screwed. Was hoping somebody, Searson, could provide enough of a distraction to take some eyes away. It's not going to happen, so back off, save that scout. Regon will save the Deagle and armor. 15-9 for Regon to lead the way for Big in this map so far.
Did have that ace in the first half too against Pistols, but it was still a really impressive scoreline.
All right, fine, 10-9.
Yeah. No, they count. Just half of them.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of count. Still had to get them. But that's the scoreline tied up. That happened really fast.
Yeah, crazy to think about considering how much of a disadvantage sAw was at one point. It was, what, 7-2, I think, at a certain point?
Oh, Furia versus Liquid's currently ongoing. I could barely hear myself think from all the communication going down on the ground. Seems like a fiery one. The first time Skulls has played against his former team. And that's just a fun matchup, regardless of that storyline. It's just a really cool game.
Both teams showing positive signs out of their roster changes. I think Liquid's a little more concrete with the 2 series victories over Na'Vi back at Blast. Furia just kind of eye test wise felt like they were playing better Counter-Strike. Don't really have any significant results to go along with it quite yet.
It's not Nuke they were playing, so that's different.
True.
Anubis over there. You can catch that action over on the A stream. That's our second game of the day. We're still on our first.
And we are getting that close game as well.
That's what we wanted here in Inferno. Arrozdoce to deliver the first blow. JDC's steps heard in the apartments. He'll run away. He'll hide. Regon about to go aggressive. Ujerx is positioned perfectly to deal with that threat. He took a shot to the body, but he sends one to the head. sAw looking like the eventual outcome of this round is them taking a 1-round lead. The great thing about Cologne and Katowice and the majors is you get a lot more teams attending. So in general, you do get upsets. You know, you see teams you maybe don't see the whole year, and they've been putting the work in, and finally when there's their time, they get some big results. So sAw could be a team that if they start to build up and they have some group games here. I always like sAw as an underdog upset team.
Sure. I think still they have to show us they can parlay those kinds of upsets into deeper runs, right?
Yeah.
But definitely some of the elements are there. Playing good Counter-Strike, good mid-rounds. You've got some good rifle strength on arrozdoce and U-Jerks when they show up. Good op strength on Story.
Not right now, though.
No.
Story's had a really quiet Inferno so far. We're hoping that the T side could be a little different for him, but
usually not for oppers.
Not for offers. Yeah. So it might be a tough day at the office of this final map.
Look, I mean, despite everything, they have a lead.
Yeah.
In a map where it still feels like they just got so destroyed in the first half. So I mean, impressive that they've been able to turn that into a lead going into the second half. Still early going.
I'm surprised at how risk-prone Big are in this game. Like, usually this is a team that don't throw that many risks into it. They play it by the book, but they come into the second half, it's 7-5 scoreline, they have a very small lead, and they throw everybody down middle, and then they force by a second CT round, and that doesn't go well, and now the game is, they're behind.
Well, it's all about can they... How long is it going to take them to plant their feet in this game on the CT side, right? Like, sAw didn't do it until the scoreline was 7-2. If Big can do that a little bit earlier, like right out of this round, if they can establish this as a strong, convincing victory with a number of players surviving and build up economy early, then all of a sudden that's when your CT side can feel very, very strong. It's when you have to labor through half buys, through missing a smoke, missing a Molotov, when you've only got 2 M4s to work with in a round.
Oh, you've got tabseN, and he wants to fight. He's close at the barrels. Well, U-Jerks has a gap on the side of that smoke to peek out from the cubby and take out tabseN. So, first opening kill, it's sAw. Are they going to go with this? There's still 2 players outside of A, so you'd imagine not.
It's a perfect opportunity at this stage in the round for a double pump. Look how much counter utility they forced out. Look how much delay utility they forced out from Big defenders. And now you forced them to an aggressive play. You've got 1 more kill. Perfectly organized from sAw.
Now 1 player left inside of the side, and that's JDC. He'll play on Fountain. The fire will sit atop the water, but not spread to JDC's position. He'll peek out and get a double, sweeps them under the rug, and he sees that 3rd player. He knows the next victim's there, and he's got Rigon over towards B with him. That bomb, it decides we do not like what we're seeing on B, because arrozdoce is pushed through the A site. He's caught sAw trying to move back to safety. Now Rigon running down Banana, has no idea Roman's waiting for him. It is patience, it is perfect, and sAw are into A.
JDC created an opportunity for you to be back into this round to contend for it with his double kill, but sAw is just a step ahead. The shift back, and that's where you see the strength of the guys like arrozdoce and U-Jerks. Both of them, when there's a little bit of space created on the map, when they realize, a player's gone down, defense is having to shift, when they can start to put together where exactly to make their plays and get aggressive, you see arrozdoce have impact and bring his team all the way back to the A-bomb site.
Well, they haven't planted their feet yet.
No. And that's an issue. Obviously.
It's gonna get worse and worse. Money's starting to swell as well for the T side, so even if you do start winning rounds on the CT side, you know you're gonna have to win a string of them just to get rid of the economy of sAw.
Good use and good positioning up on that boost up. You can see the pop flash to activate the aggressive play is actually blocked by one of the shutters he's standing against. And completely negated. Another pensive timeout coming in for Big. High fives all around. Rion hyping the boys up.
And you may recognize Kakafu from his OG days.
Kakafu?
Yeah. Kakafu. How do you say it, Jason? How do you say it?
Kakafu. But you put some emphasis on that second syllable. You said Kakafu.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a bird song, isn't it? It's like Kakafu.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to ask him.
Yeah. That's how he asked for a timeout. There's rumors around Big as well about a little Toe and B coming back to the team, so that would be...
Are there?
I read some, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that could be interesting for the future if that does come to pass. Because that was the coach during the success of the online era.
I mean, you got to have so much respect for Gabi and what he's contributed to the game, for sure. It felt very weird when he was removed from the team in the lineup.
I'm talking about Toby, not Gabi. There's too many B's in the German world.
Okay, well then,
Toby.
Never mind.
Yeah. Sadly, no Gabi.
I don't take it back, but I will not continue my point about
Respect to God B. Molotov to clear out the sandbags. Huge orcs to take top banana control. No one from Big applying pressure here because there's only one player over at B, and that's Tapson. Everybody else over on the A side of the map, and that will change quite quickly as soon as one bullet is heard towards the B bomb site. Early rotation, taking a little bit of a gamble.
I don't hate it with this kind of a buy with just the pistols.
I think Big are about to hate it.
Well, yeah, they're about to be sad they picked the wrong bomb site for sure. But you never know with sAw. I mean, this is just basic control. They might choose to fall back after this, although you could see on the minimap pretty convincingly attacking Rap side, and Regon with this CZ is going to have to make a decision, get aggressive in halls, get aggressive towards lane, but this is not a battle that he's going to enjoy.
Not at all. CZ gets nothing done. Teaser into the A bomb site. Big aren't saving their weapons on the other side of the map.
No, with the losing bonus built up and the money they have left over and the weapons they have, they could actually go for this and challenge for it if they wanted. At the moment, setting up like they just want the exits.
Clean from sAw. They're in full control.
Yeah, this T side's been lovely.
How many rounds in a row has this been?
5 straight to open up the second half.
So 8 in total.
So 7-2 before sAw really figured out their CT side. That's 9 rounds in. So we got 4 more rounds. But they don't have 4 more rounds to play with.
Oh, they don't.
They only got 3.
Nope. This is rough. And it's not like they have 3 rounds guaranteed with goodbyes either, right? So you're really looking at 1 at this point, and this is it. So let's see what Big can do with it. Ops out for Searson. I mean, we talk about Crimbo all the time. You know, we love Crimbo, but he has kind of been missing here.
It was a point that Des brought up as well, is for all the excitement and hype around Crimbo, it's kind of died down. Part of it is Big not making deep runs, so we're not seeing him as much, but also his individual performances aren't at the level that we've kind of seen in the past and that we've wanted to see more of. And certainly Big, I mean, he's kind of the center point of this team in terms of firepower. Halls pop.
It's just so direct and simple from sAw, but it could be so effective if they can bring down Recon off the balcony, but it's Tapson and JDC that just maul them. Story left alone. Recon comes around to close it, and that A-hole does not break.
I don't like that call from sAw for just one reason. I mean, obviously it's a change in style. They're thinking maybe they can catch this defense off guard, but I mean, this is one of the likely outcomes. If you don't get that first kill, you're not able to stream out into pit, you do just get deleted. So that's a round as Big as trying to finally settle their economy and be confident with some money they have for the rebuys moving forward, where they have 4 players survive. You haven't actually done any damage and kept the pressure on them. Now there's a bit of a sigh of relief from Big. They're like, ooh, okay, first round, and we had 4 survive, and we built up some bank in the back to cover any losses we might take moving forward. Especially when you consider that default kind of style that sAw was playing with. Take banana control, take halls control. They were finding kills, 5 in a row, had success with it.
Familiar sound of the Battle of Banana with utility. sAw will start to creep back up through mid. There's 3 players to Big position on this A-bomb side again. And JDC swings into the fight. Roman goes down. JDC gets a second out of it. He stayed very committed to that. He thought it might be 1. Fall back. Searson now gets aggressive, emboldened by the success of JDC, and it's 2 picked up from the sniper, and another stronghold from Big. Finally, those feet hit the ground, and they plant themselves in the second half.
Yeah, and Regon just feeling it. He's telling the boys, we got this now. 2 in a row. We've got the money advantage. Economy's back in our control. They've got to make a decision, sAw, about how they want to invest moving forward. But he's starting to feel real good about this Big defense locking things down.
Still not used to hearing him speak German.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
But I am used to not understanding what he's saying while he's playing. So that doesn't really...
I am used to knowing nothing that is coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. Unless he's speaking English, then it's easy. Taps it straight down through the banana smoke. It's U-Jerks that falls early on. Suddenly, just like adrenaline has just been stabbed into big, you know? They're just injected full of it. Back in the game, it's great to see them alive again.
Going to be a close affair down the stretch. Searson holding towards Boiler. arrozdoce with the Tech 9 to have the first swing and goes down.
Yeah, that's an easy connect for Searson. Because no one's throwing utility or chasing after him, he knows he can just get aggressive and close out the final 2 kills. That 10-10, we're all tied up again. It was a weaker situation in terms of buy in the last round for sAw, but they're back to the AKs now. That big streak of rounds that sAw was able to rack up has come to a close.
3 kills for sAw in the last 3 rounds total.
Ugh. That's not pretty.
Which is just the perfect time for Big to come alive and set themselves up for the end of this game with a very flush, strong economy behind them.
Searson attempts the opening fight, but he's smoked away, so he can't stand and duel in the middle any longer. U-Jerks, they're coming at him through banana. Through that smoke, Crimble will launch himself. Not really getting going here, Crimbo. He's lost his life.
There's one of those kind of risks that you were talking about where it's almost like, do we need to do that?
Nope.
Did we need to push through a half-wall smoke?
If anything, it's just going to make Crimbo feel a little worse. You know?
I mean, and sAw's loving this. They're like, yeah, we'll just hit the B-bomb site. Searson alone with an AWP at Coffins. They're going to throw utility on the fly, which is going to give him a chance. Blinded at the last second. Smoke is coming in late as they enter in, and now Big have a decision to make in terms of do they want to go for this retake. They've got 3 players here.
That helps.
Yeah, that does help. 1 more kill and it's on.
They could go for a boost too.
No more smokes to block off these choke points. This is being watched. You're crazy, JDC. You need a flash.
No, you just need a lot of good timing and a little bit of luck thrown in there. JDC with a kill on the top rope. And now a 3v3, one that Big can go for, but Roman stepping up. Mutira's coming in. It's all Searson with a 1v2. He's going to the Tech 9. Steps being made. He knows exactly where he is, and he's going to peek on out Roman to close it on the AWPer of Big. And Barry lets out a bellow as he's happy with his team taking the lead again.
Someone tell U-Jerks, baby, you're up on that box. Gun out.
Just stare at that boost.
Gun out.
No utility. Don't fumble through the nades.
Nice simple round for sAw. Get the opening kill and just continue forward, hit that B bomb site. Good tracking from JDC as well.
They're kind of given the opening kill, weren't they? It's really awkward there for Crimbo coming through that smoke. It didn't go as planned, obviously.
But again, due to the flush economy of Big, another full buy. Back in action.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
That didn't do nearly as much damage as I thought it would.
No.
Could have been worse.
Could have been a lot worse. It was just a fireworks display in the end. Searson. Oh, Flash is so good! And he nails 2 kills off the back of that 1 bullet. And that's a fantastic start for Big as they set their sights on tying this game up. It's the AWPer that puts them ahead.
Couple sound cues given over by sAw and alt mid as well. Searson was looking for that exact play, and you hear that footstep as Story like slides out with the AWP to take the angle. And you gotta be licking your chops. Two more smokes and 2 Molotovs for tabseN and Crimbo at the B bomb site, and there's no reason not to just string them together and overlap these smokes. And sAw's gonna, I think, give up this round. Not a lot of money. They want these AKs. We're tied up again at 11.
It's a perfect display of how impactful that AWP was at the start of the round that gets the opening kills in the first few seconds, and the round is over. We desired a close map in this series. We've got it right down to the wire here in Inferno. It's so difficult to call who is going to pick this one up. Currently, it economically favors Big. And Syrison is starting to land shots on the CT side.
Yeah, he's having impact as an opera on the CT side Inferno, which we know can be so impactful and so crucial to an Inferno defense.
It's something that sAw didn't have.
That's what I was going to say. It's an impact that Story wasn't able to find in that first half. 11-11. Last potential buy for sAw. Losing this, they run out of money.
Rigon playing from the pit. They're going to deal with this threat because Rigon can be so strong from this position as they charge up through short. He's going to be Rigon. Bye-bye. And now JDC inside of the site steps up. It's a double headshot, but it's no kill. Not a single kill. And that's forced Big into the save. So you had last round Big winning off the back of 2 initial kills and forcing the save call. Now it's the opposite. sAw straight into the A site, Big straight into the save, and this game is now in favor of sAw. They're going to be a map and series point, advancement point into stage 2 of Cologne.
Yeah, playing passive because you had a triple B start for Big's defense. I don't think Rigon ever expect him to be that bold coming up lane. The timing of it, he even drops utility to stall out Halls, Molotov towards lane, but they're already past it up at truck. Completely caught off guard.
And now time to listen to the somber music of this save call.
Throw everything at it if you're sAw. Not going to take any guns away down the stretch. Actually, throwing everything you had at it would have been a bad idea. That was another instance of logic that doesn't work out at the end of the day. I regret saying that.
Absolutely everything you've got is...
Looking at the money, they made the right call by not doing what I said.
Yeah, go all in. It's just a 10-0 for you, Jason. We can't bring you to the casino.
I just wanted some excitement, you know?
Yeah. All in! Jason, you've just started playing.
That's exactly why I don't.
Yeah, me too.
That is what I do. I'm just like, I actually don't want to be here, so can I just...
All in! Yeah. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Most of the time you lose. Now sAw looking to take the W. Top banana coated in flames. The smoke will hold sAw back for now. Big are giving them that control. They do not want to fight it. They instead want to delay them and keep them at bay behind the smokes. Grenade is decent. Under a minute left. The bomb is poised towards top middle, towards Syrison, and we talked about this up. We know how impactful it's been, but it's cancelled by a flash. He's running back, retreating into the site, and it would be ill-advised for sAw to round that corner.
Trying to show them the same round that they just ran.
He's going back again.
But this time, Big's not really all that nervous about it because Syrison steps back up to the play with the op, but it's going to pulse JDC back from the B bomb site. He's got no utility, so it's Tapson again with the late smoke to delay. Crimbo's got a Molotov, but that's a shallow smoke. I think sAw's going to be more than happy to attack through it.
And here they come to close, or we get overtime. It's Utrecht's running in first. He is going to try and spray down that backside player, but it hasn't gone that way. And Crimbo has a nightmare of a game here on Inferno, and it looks like that nightmare will become reality. A living hell, because sAw are up 1 player, make it 2 to close out this game, to take away Big's first chance, their best chance to advance into stage 2 here in Cologne. But they are still fighting. They are still in this, and it's Rigon, the new recruit, getting them right back into the battle, and Story is left alone. He has been so quiet, but he ends this chapter with a shot on the defuse, and 1 player left. Story runs back, takes a few steps. That defuse is not happening, but Story ends it here. He ends it right now against Big, and they will move into stage 2 of Cologne. They progress, and Big will have to wait longer if the Germans dream of moving up in Cologne. But this is sAw, a team that have struggled throughout the year. At times they have looked fantastic, but now they're returning to form here in Cologne.
Shout out to the young man's Story, the young Opper, 22 years old, has a nightmare of a game on